Alright, back onto the test server. There's so much new stuff still to look at. There's actually a lot of new units that I haven't even purchased once. It's very difficult to fit testing in along with everything else. So we're just getting through things bit by bit. And the unit I want to look at today is an addition to Golden Pack. I think this would be the first customs only unit added to Golden, where we've seen the existing packs kind of be expanded. So Star Pack has ended up with a bunch of custom only units. And then we had Orchid Mantis added to Puppy, which pushed Poodle onto customs as well. So it probably makes sense to expand Golden as well. There's definitely a lot of areas where I think Golden could be improved. And actually adding new custom pets does kind of sidestep the issue of having to consider balance with 1v1s and obviously just the general arena balance as well. I think there are lots of niches that could be filled, especially for trumpet pets. And I guess the same thing applies with Unicorn as well, where we've got a decent selection of mana pets, but I'm sure there are definitely other variations that would make a lot of sense that they could potentially add as customs only or customs/weekly pets. So the unit that we're going to look at today is the Maltese. I think that's what it's called. But it is a pet that unifies the mana and trumpet archetypes. There's actually a corresponding one being added to Unicorn Pack as well. But what it does is it spends trumpets and generates mana. And I think actually in customs you tend not to see many people playing with the signature archetypes of the various packs. So, trumpets for golden, strawberry for star, and mana for unicorn. That's not entirely true. There are going to be some teams using them, but generally speaking, I don't see that many teams that actually try and play a dedicated build using one of those archetypes. And adding pets that bridge archetypes makes a big difference because now you have more variety. You've got different combinations you can try out. And I would really like to see more of this. In fact, I think probably you could be creating strawberry pets that interact with mana and trumpet pets as well. So what we're doing here is we're just setting up, getting ready for level ups on turn 7 because we want to get both the Maltese and hopefully an Ayala as well. We do have the Stilt, which is generating a small amount of trumpets already, but I think Nyala is by far the easiest one to go for. And I think we're also going to set ourselves a little restriction that we're not going to use Mushroom on the Nyala itself. I actually don't think it's necessary at all because the Maltese's ability is extremely good. Maybe too good. I guess we'll have to wait and see. It is slightly awkward because of the fact that it's a feint unit, so it has to pass the generated mana to the unit directly behind it, which does make it susceptible to a variety of disruption techniques. But we get the Maltese here, and I think I'm going to, we'll just pill this betta fish to improve the stats a little bit. Obviously, when you pill a unit with mana in the shop, it doesn't do anything because there's nothing to snipe yet. We have this squirrel ready to sell as well. I think probably I'll just take the Gharial here for the toy because we don't have our build really working yet. We do have some trumpets that the Maltese can spend, but it's probably not going to be a whole lot of mana that it generates. I guess we'll find out. So 4 trumpets, what does that equate to? 7 mana. Okay, not particularly good at level 1, but I think things are rapidly going to get out of control from here, as you'll see. So I'll bring in another Stilt. Maybe just run them separately. Sell the squirrel now. Maybe I could have waited for next turn because we might have been able to get double chocolate or even just 1 chocolate. And then we'll put the cheap rice onto the crow because we're going to sell it next turn. Yeah, there's nothing we can really find yet other than more crows because we're looking for Nyala next turn. Here's the tardigrade looping team with the double unicorn. I've seen quite a few variations of this. yeah, they're only going to get 3 resummons. But maybe that's actually going to be enough to beat us anyway. Okay, it's going to be a tie. Kind of fortunate to get away with that there. But now we get the Nyala in the shop. So a bit of a relief, and definitely just bring it straight in. And then probably start trying to level the Maltese as soon as possible. But of course the other thing missing from our team is a unit that's actually going to spend the mana. You know, the snipe's all well and good, but I would rather be using one of the dedicated mana spending abilities. And the one that makes the most sense with this is clearly Chimera. So the Chimera can summon units based on how much mana it has. And the Maltese is actually going to be able to generate a very, very high amount of mana in a very short time here. The Blobfish is going to level it up, and we'll see at level 2 what we get for our 12 trumpets, I guess it's going to be, because the Nyala is only level 1. Actually, yeah, okay, we will see it. So there we go, 30 mana for 12 trumpets at level 2, which is absolutely wild. And I think because of that, I can just sell the stilt. Yeah, no problem at all. We only need those 8 trumpets from the level 1 Nyala. Although I guess sooner or later we are going to level it up. Yeah, we do find another chocolate, which we'll give straight to the Chimera. Now, like I was saying before, this team is, although it can generate a huge amount of mana for the Chimera, it is very, very susceptible to all manner of disruption. If the units get pushed, if anything gets sniped, if it's the Nyala getting sniped, that's okay, but if it's the Chimera or the Maltese, it's game over, I think. Yeah. I'm not actually sure what would happen if both the Nyala and the Maltese were sniped simultaneously. It might be, attack order might come into play there, I'm not sure. But yeah, since we're not going to take a mushroom on the Nyala, we might as well just keep this Blobfish. And then we could actually mushroom the Blobfish itself and use that to help us get level 3 Nyala. Although I think in terms of the amount of trumpets generated, that would definitely end up being way more than is actually necessary. We could just take the Ambrosia here to replace the Spooked, but Spooked is actually pretty tame. You know, it's only 1 extra damage that you're taking, so not the biggest issue. So we level 2 the Blobfish. I think probably we don't really need Cat. We'll just look for some other unit with a decent ability that we could put in the backmost slot. I would rather not have this build rely on stats. I just want to see the raw power of the mana generation. Lots and lots of people running these Queen Bee teams. Seems to be some debate about how good it actually is. I think as a tier 3, it's fine. I would like to see more units that specifically utilize honey though, kind of like with the pony and the apple as well. So we get the mushroom onto the Blobfish, so now the Maltese, because it's a 1.5 level, it's going to get up to level 3 immediately. This is actually a very funny team. I think if they change their order here, they would have a bit more success, because they're using the Tarantula Hawk to reduce everything to 1 HP. If the Hedgehog was at the front, it could have wiped everything. I mean, we would have still won, I think, because of the trumpets, but... or maybe not, actually. I guess it would have depended how our feint setup worked. Maybe actually the Ambrosia would have blocked the Hedgehog damage anyway. So we end up finding an Orca here. I'm going to bring that in just as my last unit to complete the lineup. And we did manage to generate 50 mana in that last battle, and we only had a level 2 Nyala because the Blobfish 1-up isn't quite enough. Yeah, 16 trumpets turns into 50 mana with the level 3. Although we only have the level 2 Chimera at the moment, these kind of summons are so huge, it's very, very difficult for any squad to deal with that. So really they have to beat us at the start of battle by reordering our team. Or sniping stuff, like I mentioned. And talking about reordering teams, we take the Eggplant on the Nyala. standard practice to deal with some of the stronger builds that people have managed to concoct on the test server. Now here's a team that has triple coconut, which looks pretty strong. You know, at 40, 25. I guess we reduced their stats with the sock, but in the end, the triple Chimera summon is more than enough to finish them off. Yeah, no need to actually buy the mana potion there. We're maxing out already on mana, and no need really to buy the to take the level up on the Maltese either. But I guess it's just a force of habit. Maybe I thought I would just go for the level 3 anyway. It would be interesting to see what the absolute bare minimum number of trumpets you would need to generate 50 mana would be. Definitely seems like you don't need a level 2 Nyala to do it. But here's a very funny team with a huge behemoth and the new dinosaur that refills its health. But the huge summons from Chimera push through and get the win. So here's a quick bonus clip I wanted to show, and I've never seen this before, but when I bought the Nyala, this little tutorial pop-up appeared, which says trumpets summon 1 golden retriever with +1 attack and health for each trumpet. And I guess that's because this was a new account on the test server, so it's the first time I've purchased the trumpet pet. Do let me know in the comments if that actually happens on the live server, because I've never seen that before.